Let's get straight to it. So, I have had three dating apps for about a week now. I've officially deleted them all because I cannot be bothered to continue this. If this somehow gets, let's say, 10 likes, then I guess I'll re download them and I'll get more than three dating apps and I'll try for a month or something. But let's just start with an introduction and let's get specific with each of the three apps that I use and then I'll conclude it. So, I downloaded Tinder, I downloaded Yubo, and I downloaded Wiz. A lot of people know what Tinder is. Some people might not know the other two. Essentially, I'm 19, so I'm kind of like a young adult. And those other two are dating apps that are commonly used by teenagers. I used them when I was a little bit younger, when I was underage, and people that are young adults also use them. They're usually intended for like 19 to like 24-year-olds. I've never seen someone older than that on those apps. And I'm clarifying that because, in short, I had barely, if any, success on Tinder. Literally. So if you want to click off, there you go. That's your results. If we're going strictly off Tinder, I had actually I won't get into it yet. When I well, I'll talk about it when I get into the Tinder portion. But it was very unsuccessful. But if you take into consideration the other two apps, you could say I had a lot of success. Like a lot of success. The other two apps, I was getting a lot of attention, especially from Wiz. I would say that was the most successful. I would say in terms of attention, it would go Wiz, Yubo, and Tinder. On Tinder, I had give or take a few matches, or not matches, a few likes, and I got like one or two matches. Yubo, I got some matches, and then Wiz is basically like Tinder without like having to swipe. So basically, all you do on it is you text whoever you want, and they can either open your message or not, and then you can get the conversation started. So you don't have to first match and then text them. It basically bypasses the first part. You basically just text them, they look at your profile, they're like, okay, yeah, I'll text back. So it's a little different. I feel like it's easier, it's better. There's no paid products in Wiz. I mean, you can pay for like certain things, but we'll get into that. But Wiz was definitely the most successful. I would say definitely over 50 messages. In terms of how many like successful ones, it goes down. But I would say for an average guy, especially if you're a young adult or if you're watching this and you're underage and you want to have a shot, I guess, at these apps, I would definitely recommend Wiz number one. Definitely the best one. It also really does help you. I guess you could say improve your game because they'll either open your message or ignore it. I had that happen where I saw that they viewed my profile, but they didn't respond. And I did kind of get lazy at a point where at first I was really trying to like, I guess you could say riz them up, but I was just being unique. Like I was saying something that not everyone says. But then after like a few days, I was like, I could not be bothered. I just texted like a heart, like the emoji with the heart eyes because I just couldn't be bothered. And I still got responses. But now I'm going to talk about every single app in itself. So let's go with Tinder first. Tinder, I would say that in total I got 13 likes, maybe 12, maybe 14. I know it's like off one or exactly 13. I got two matches, or no, I got three matches. One of them was a fake account, or maybe it wasn't, but like I texted them and they just removed me. The other one was a real account, and then the third one, I don't think I got a response back. So I guess you could say I went like 1 for 13. I got only a response from one of the three matches out of like 13. And if I'm being completely honest, I know a lot of people that go on dating apps have standards and stuff. And sometimes you might text someone that you don't particularly find attractive. But was able to see some of the people that liked me. It was outright. Like, it was just, I could not do it. And what I mean by that is, no offense if this might apply to you. At the end of the day, you can easily improve on yourself. but the most of my likes on Tinder were very overweight individuals or like emo looking individuals. And when I mean emo, I don't think there's anything wrong with being emo, but I mean like crazy. Like they had like 5 different colors on their head, or like 2. I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. Like in my opinion, very, very unattractive individuals. And that's not to say that other people won't find them attractive, but from what I've seen online, they probably won't. And that's why I didn't match with them, because I just swiped away. And I did swipe quite a bit. Like I was swiping for most profiles, but at least the profiles I was swiping, even though they might have been just individuals looking for hookups, which isn't particularly my case, they were still attractive, or at least to my level, I would assume. And I don't know, maybe some people would say 13 likes is good. In terms of actually 3 matches, it's pretty bad. I remember I was watching this one guy's video and he said he got like 2 likes in a week. So I definitely did a little better. If we take into consideration the results, I would say that the main factor that probably affects these results is, I think I've said this in one of my videos where I said my thoughts on dating apps. You really have to provide good pictures and like show off your personality. And I kind of should have said this at the beginning of the video, but most of my pictures were just mirror selfies. I'll be honest, that definitely hinders the progress. And I did use 2 pictures that weren't mirror selfies specifically for Tinder, but they were they were older pictures. Like I was probably underage in those. Well, not that I was underage, and they weren't the best for sure. They definitely weren't the best. I think I've definitely, you could say, gotten better throughout the years in terms of how I look. But yeah, there weren't necessarily anything special. So that definitely does have a big effect on Tinder. But I would say all in all, Tinder, if I was like every other guy and I didn't have these other 2 apps, and I probably used like more professional dating apps such as Tinder, like apart from Tinder, like Bumble and I forgot the other one, like Hinge or something, I would probably be like complaining. I'd have a whole like 25-minute rant about how Tinder sucks. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I understand your frustration, guys. Like as an average guy, like these dating apps do suck. They definitely do. If you exclude these like younger dating apps for like young adults and stuff, and you're like in your 20s or like 30s, yeah, it definitely is hard out here. So like my best recommendation is, from what I've seen, is just really take good pictures. Try to work out so you have a good body to show. You don't have to like show off your 6-pack, but they can see that you have some muscle. And I guess for me, my biggest problem is probably my glasses. I mean my face, like my acne, but I guess also my glasses. I'm not particularly sure if people are attracted to guys with glasses. It's kind of difficult to know, because from what I've seen, some of my matches on the other 2 apps, I saw their profiles and they literally said they were attracted to nerds, which I don't know how that makes me feel, because although I would consider myself a nerd, I wouldn't say I'm like a whole geek, right? Like it kind of in a sense makes you feel a bit like weird, not gonna lie. But yeah, Tinder went horribly. I like, for my sake, I would not download Tinder ever again unless I take some good picture of myself, which I barely do. So that's why I had nothing to really use apart from mirror selfies, which I take occasionally. So yeah, Tinder was terrible. Not a good experience. You could say depressing, not successful. Maybe when I, get the better physique and I clear up my skin, which I'm actually doing this thing that I'm gonna make a video on next week as well. I'm drinking a gallon of water every single day. So I might as well take a sip right now. Feels good. But yeah, now we're done with Tinder. Tinder was not good. It wasn't. And I would say that the one match from the 3 that actually did respond to me, like, you could say she was kind of in the same category as the other matches, that the other likes that I didn't match with, but she at least was like a little better in terms of her face, but she was still overweight, which I wouldn't necessarily go with. I don't have an issue with people that have a bit of weight on them, like chubby girls. I think it's actually pretty attractive, but that's a difference between chubby and like overweight. Like we know the difference, guys. Now, next, I'll go to Yubo, and I'll say Yubo was pretty successful for like 2 days, and then like it kind of just stopped. Like I wasn't really getting matches. Like I was on Yubo, there's this feature where you can like message the user, but you can't see it. Like they usually just send emojis. So I'm not even kidding. I didn't count it, but I definitely had over 20 to 30 emojis, like messages from like random girls that I could not open because it's hidden. I had to pay for that feature. So I don't know what the point of that is. But yeah, it was like heart eyes emoji, it was like fire emoji, it was like hearts emojis. So I would assume those girls probably found me somewhat attractive, but I was not able to access that information because I didn't pay for it. So that thing is useless. In terms of likes, I'll probably assume I got like in total maybe like 50 likes in total. Maybe no, Wiz was definitely more successful. So maybe like 30 all around. I definitely swiped left to some matches and I couldn't find some other likes. And the issue that I found with Wiz and Yubo, apart from unlike Tinder, although I literally set my preference as females, I still occasionally got guys liking me. So I remember some of my likes on Yubo were dudes. So that's probably why I couldn't see the profile. Cause bro, I'm not attracted to you. No offense, bro. I don't swim like that. So that definitely does hinder or that definitely does affect the statistics, I guess, of my likes and success rate. Cause I feel like guys are just more like down bad. So obviously they're gonna like swipe on everything, which I guess includes other guys as well. But yeah, I would say I had probably like maybe like four genuine conversations on Yubo. One girl was really cool. She lives like not near me, but like in a different, no, in the same state, but like far away, like maybe like 7 hours away. She was really cool. I ended up adding her on Snapchat. We're kind of like friends now. Like she's cool. Like I like her. Like she's beautiful. Like don't get me wrong. I think she's probably the most beautiful girl that I came across in this week. But she's cool. We'll probably just continue talking. I don't really. I'm not like not gonna. I'm not that like interested in her in that sense. But she's cool though. Other girl, she like expressed that she likes me and whatnot, like found me attractive. I got her number and we were supposed to hang out like Tuesday, so 2 days ago. She was like, it's not like she told me on the day that she was sick, but she told me beforehand that she was sick. She tested positive for something, like some throat sickness. So we might arrange something next week. We'll see. I don't know if it'll fall through or not, but I could not care less. I'm not gonna, as I said in my other video, don't ever double message, bro. Don't triple message. I let her know, I'm like, okay, hope you feel better. Let me know next week. Just let me know. You move past it. So that was kind of a success, I guess you could say. Like I definitely found success in this week. My third message, I was able to get her on Snap as well. She was nice. She lived far away, so probably won't hang out or anything anytime soon. And then the fourth one, we're having a good combo, and then I think she just didn't respond to my message. So in terms of Yubo, I would say that it's definitely significantly better than Tinder. I probably wouldn't re-download it. The only app I'll probably download again is Wiz, just because it really allowed me to message a lot, and I was getting a lot of compliments as well. Like we'll get to it, but Yubo was, you could say, for an average male, like it was successful for me for sure. I definitely got some messages, some Snapchats, some potential hangouts. So it's definitely a better alternative. And now, speaking of Wiz was by far the most successful because although Yubo, I definitely had a lot of like people like showing me emojis that are like signaling that I'm attractive. I wasn't able to access them, but I still had, from the four girls, like they all, well, they were interested in me, I guess, but two of them or three of them did say that I was attractive, and I think I had another one that told me that, but I definitely felt a bit good about myself. But in terms of Wiz, there was even girls messaging me first, saying like, "You're cute. Hey, babe. Like, Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I do understand why females sometimes don't text back or they move on or they find someone better. Cause like I didn't even get that much attention, but like it did make me feel good. Cause like like girls were really texting me first and stuff. And I was like, she's texting me. Like I don't care if she leaves me on red. Like I can text her. Like I was kind of like a female, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was texting. And when the conversation was dry, I didn't even bother like continuing. I was like, okay, well, she clearly doesn't want to talk to me. And if I wasn't having many messages, I'd probably try to like pursue it. But since I literally had another girl text me, I was like, okay, well, I'll text her, right? So I kind of understand like female nature because they do get like hundreds and thousands of messages on these dating apps. So like if a conversation isn't going, as they would intend it to go, or it's a bit dry, I don't blame them for like moving on because like they have so many options. So they might as well, right? Like it is how it is. But in terms of Wiz, I would say maybe definitely I would say around 50 or over 50, which is really good. I would say I was definitely successful on Wiz. I definitely got a lot of messages from girls as well first. But what I did notice is that some of them would message me first and I'd respond and they never messaged me back, which I thought was a little weird for some reason. Like I don't get the point of you texting me first. Like there's one girl, she sent like two like heart eye emoji and I said hey and she just didn't respond. And I don't know if my message like sucked or something, but she just didn't like she just hearted my emoji like my message and she didn't get back to me. So I thought that was kind of weird, but there's a lot of success. It definitely teaches you to, I guess, stand out because I was definitely able to get some responses with just sending like signifying that I find you attractive, like just saying like heart eye emoji and like a heart or something. Because I just got bored, so I'm like, I might as well show you that you're really cute. But even like that definitely worked, but not as much as when I was definitely more creative. Like it definitely got me more responses, and it could have just been because the girls were curious to see what you would say next. Like I remember one girl, we just had a really quick convo, but it was like really chill. Like it was nothing crazy. Like, I just said, "You really you look mad familiar to SZA." Like I just said, "You look like SZA," and she's like, "Yeah, I get that a lot." And I'm like, "Can you sing too?" And she's like, "Uh-huh." I'm like, damn, like you're a clone. Like, let me get an autograph. And she like found that funny or whatever. And obviously, some guys would probably try to like pursue that and say like, okay, like let's move it to Snapchat. Like, if I can get your autograph, let me get that number, right? But I guess because I was getting so many other messages, I was like, there's no like I'm good. Like, it's a nice little combo. Like, I don't want to like force it more, right? In terms of like success rate, the best advice I could give you is try to like have a quick convo and then quickly move it to like another social media or like get her number if you can, because your like text rate success will go up like significantly. Like the one girl that I was supposed to hang out with, like she was barely responding on Yubo, and I'm not gonna I did double text once, just like with a question mark emoji, and she got back to me. We moved it onto text and she was much more responsive. And that makes sense because she's only on those apps to like see what like piques her interest. So if you can like move it to somewhere where she actually uses her phone significantly more, she's definitely much more likely to get back to you. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I need a breather. I'm talking too fast, man. Water break, man. But yeah, I guess in terms of like success rate or whatever, I don't know the specific amount, so I'll just go over some stories, like some small stories I have. I had this one beautiful girl. We messaged, we flirted. I remember she deleted her account and we're in mid convo, and I found her again on the app like a day after. And I was like, "Hey, I miss you," and she's like, "I missed you too." Like, we're just like being flirty. Like it's kind of cringe, but it happens. And I was able to get her Snapchat. We converted the conversation there and it was going good. And then she just added me randomly. And like that happens. Like she probably just lost interest. And she did like end up adding me back for some reason. And I was like, what's up? Like, why'd you add me? And she just said like the combo was like boring. So I tried to like start a combo again, and like I could just tell that she was like really dry. I was like, there's just no point to continue this. So I literally just told her like, hey, like I see you don't want to really talk. Like just tell me and I'll stop messaging you. She did unadd me again and she didn't re-add me. And I've been swiping a lot. I haven't seen her again on there. So sometimes that happens. I think it's definitely common with most dating apps, but I've seen a bigger trend on Wiz about it. People are gonna ghost you randomly. Like sometimes you're gonna have their number, you might FaceTime or whatever, and then the next thing you know, you wake up and they blocked you. Like I can't explain why. I know that sometimes they do it because they just got bored and they don't really want to continue anymore. Like they're not bored anymore, or they just found someone more attractive or more interesting. It happens. But that one did kind of hurt. It was like one of the first few days, and it was like the first like W you could say. And she was nice. Like she was like really good, like really amazing personality, beautiful. So it did like suck a bit, but it is what it is. You can't really take it too personal. There was like I think there's like two girls that I got their number. No, my bad. So I was referring to one from the U-boat. I did get another girl's phone number, and I just basically said what I told you guys, that we're saying like, hey, how are you? Doing good, gorgeous, yada yada. Let's move this convo out of here. And she's like, okay, where? And I'm like, up to you. And then she just gave me her number. And it was like weird because like I was like, are you like her name from Wiz? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, like what do you want to talk about? Yada yada. You want to play iMessage games? I don't know. Maybe I don't have like no emotion, no game. But she just said, and I said question mark. She didn't respond. So I don't know. Maybe she wasn't feeling it. In terms of Snap, there's this one girl as well that like she was feeling me. She was like calling me bae and everything, and I said, "Let's hang out. Like you should drive to me and whatnot." And she's like, "I would love to love," and I'm like, "Okay, let's just move it to Snap." And she's cool. Like I'm learning a lot about her. It's just nice to meet new people and just get to talk with others. And I feel like the best thing with like these dating apps, especially if you have the chance, is just I guess like sharpening your blade. And I know that sounds kind of cringe, but like I think being able to talk to different people and just being more open and being able to move freely through a conversation is just really a good skill to have, especially if you can do it at a especially if you can do it at a very confident way. Like me, I'm still very awkward. Like if I have an interview, I'm gonna be like stuttering sometimes. I might sound nervous. Definitely when I talk to women, sometimes I might get a little awkward, but I mean, you just improve, right? Like, I don't think it hurts anyone to just talk with someone and get to know them. If something is really meant to be, it might, connect. But there was this other girl also that like she was like kind of like I don't want to say the word, but like down bad. Like my first picture on Wiz was like 6'3". Like I just put my height. I know people do that when they're tall. And she was like, what height are we talking about? Like, are we talking about height or like down there? And I was like, I'm not gonna say what I said, but I was like, like I raised her up, not gonna lie, and I got her Snap. But I'm not gonna. I wasn't feeling it because I'm not really interested in those type of women. No offense, so I just removed her. But yeah, she was fiending for me, I guess you could say, if you know what that means. I think there's probably more, but I just forget. I mean, it's been like a day now. I deleted most of the apps yesterday, and why? The main reason, like, you might be asking, like, yo, you had some success. Like, why did you delete them? Well, Tinder wasn't really successful at all. Yubo kind of got dry, so I just stopped. And then Wiz, like, I definitely was having like some messages every day. But I feel like you just put a lot of effort into it and you just waste a lot of time, which like there's no point in doing, because especially when you start not really getting messages, you start like swiping and seeing new people and you message them, and then you message like five people, and the next thing you know, you're there for like 30 minutes, like texting like 50 different people. Like it just gets kind of tiring. And like you could say my success was pretty good on Wiz, but also I probably texted like hundreds of individuals. So like in the percentage, it was probably like less than 50%, like maybe like 10% at best, probably lower, right? So I don't know if it's really that successful if you think about it like that. It is a numbers game at the end of the day. But I mean, if I had to conclude, I would say like I think depending on your age, you have to just like if you're like if especially if you're a teenager and you really want to, I definitely would recommend like Wiz or Yubo just because you're definitely finding more success on there than like Tinder. And if you're going for Tinder, especially if you're older, definitely just enhance everything you can. Keep on improving on yourself. Take good quality pictures. That's the most important thing. Like you might as well have to get a photographer or like someone that can really take good pictures on their iPhone for you. And then just be normal. Like literally, the best advice I could give you is be a normal human being. Don't treat women like an object. Because I know a lot of you guys are on these dating apps for sex and hookups, and I know that women are as well. But if you really want to have success, treat them normally, like how they are supposed to be treated, bro. Just have a conversation with them, build a relation, like friendship, relationship, whatever you want. Just talk to them normally. You'll have much more success that way. Believe it. And I think just don't expect anything and don't have high standards, or not. Don't have high standards. Don't have high expectations. What I mean by that is like there might be a girl and you know you'll ask her to hang out, set up a date, and she'll be down to do it, but she might flake on you. She might block you. She might not end up showing up. Like this girl that was supposed to hang out, like she seemed interested. She was down to drive 30 minutes to see me just to hang out as well. And I mean, obviously she's sick and I believe her. I'm not gonna assume that she's lying just because she told me that way before. If she's lying, then that it is what it is. If she's being honest and she messages me again, then I'll hang out with her. I don't see an issue with that, but just don't expect too much because otherwise you'll probably be highly disappointed. And the main reason I'm not going back on these dating apps, unless I guess like I improve on myself more, it's just too much work. Like I wasted so much time on those dating apps, just scrolling and scrolling. And like you could definitely say I had like some success, and I'm still talking to like 3 or 4 of these girls on like Snapchat, just getting to know them. It's just tiring sometimes. Like it's just not worth it, man. Like I probably spent more than like 6 hours all in all in that 7 week, like 7 day period. And that's a lot of time just primarily swiping, trying to be creative with messages, going back and forward, and then in the middle of the convo, the girl just stops. It's like a lot of effort, man. So I mean, I do understand sometimes why like female do what they do because they have like a lot more options than guys. And if a combo it gets boring, they can just move on to the next combo that's more interesting, right? So I understand them. There's not much we can do about it. It's kind of not gonna have the Sims faults, but just keep on improving and you'll definitely have more success. As I said, if I don't know if I left anything out. If I do think of anything, I'll just make a comment and pin it down below. 10 likes, 100 views in a week, and I'll download it, all these apps, and I'll have Bumble 2, and I'll have it for a month, and we'll see how that is. But I don't want to do that, so hopefully this doesn't go viral or anything. I mean, don't get me wrong, give me the views, but let's not get the 10 likes in a week. I don't think that will happen. I don't want to go back to these dating apps. It's kind of depressing, even for me, even though I had like success on Wiz, I guess. Just not worth it, not gonna lie. I'm not into the whole hookup culture. Getting to know them sometimes, it just sucks because like that one girl that like added me, like we were having good combos in my opinion. And then I just snapped her once because like the combo was kind of dry, so I just snapped her and she just added me. So I was like, okay, well, like I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. So it's just a lot of time wasted usually. And I definitely could have used that time better because I was definitely just also throughout the day just thinking about it as well. And I would look at my phone significantly more and just check. And sometimes you don't get no messages, and then next thing you know, it messes up your sleep. So just focus on yourselves, Kings. Focus on yourselves. And this video is about to be 30 minutes, so I'll end off right here. Peace. Thank you. If you have any comments, drop them down below, and I'll try to answer everything as fast as possible. See you.